Ever dreamt of ditching the daily grind for good? What if I told you that retiring in your 30s or 40s isn't just a fantasy, but a meticulously planned reality for a growing number of people? Today, we're diving into a book that turned this dream into a blueprint. Quit Like a Millionaire by Shen and Bryce Leung. Kristy and Bryce are the real deal. They started with nothing, became Canada's youngest retirees in their early 30s, and now travel the world. Their story isn't about winning the lottery or some tech startup windfall. It's about a repeatable system, a clear path to financial freedom. The book's core promise is bold but simple. With the right strategy, anyone can achieve what's known as FIRE. So, what exactly is this FIRE movement everyone's talking about? It stands for financial independence. Retire early. Financial independence means you have enough income from your investments to cover your living expenses forever, without having to work for money. The retire early part is the exciting consequence. You get your time back. You can travel, pursue a passion project, volunteer, or just relax. It's about having the freedom to choose. In our current new economy, with job insecurity and the decline of traditional pensions, FIRE is more relevant than ever. It's about taking control of your financial future instead of leaving it to chance. But there are a lot of misconceptions. People here retire early and think it means sitting on a beach doing nothing, or that it's only for high-income tech brothers. Kristy and Bryce smash these myths. They came from poverty and argue that FIRE is about designing a life you love, not just escaping a job you hate. Their approach is unique. They challenge traditional financial advice, especially around things like safe withdrawal rates, how much you can spend from your savings each year. And they introduce a game-changing concept called geographic arbitrage, which we'll get into. Essentially, they provide a flexible, resilient roadmap that works even when life or the stock market gets messy. So how did they do it? It all boils down to a few core pillars. Let's break them down. The first, and most crucial, pillar is extreme savings. This is the engine of their F.I.R.E journey. Kristy and Bryce managed to save over 70% of their income. Now, I know what you're thinking. 70%, that's impossible. But their method isn't about counting every penny or giving up lots. It's about optimizing the big three expenses: housing, transportation, and food. For housing, they lived in high-cost-of-living cities for their jobs, but chose the smallest affordable apartments they could find. For transportation, they ditched the car, saving thousands a year on payments, insurance, gas, and maintenance. They used public transit, bikes, and their own 2 feet. On food, they became masters of home cooking instead of eating out. A key concept here is avoiding lifestyle inflation. This is the natural tendency to spend more money as you earn more money. You get a raise, so you get a bigger apartment, a fancier car, more expensive clothes. Suddenly, you're making more, but you're not actually saving more. By keeping their lifestyle consistent, even as their incomes grew, every single raise went directly into their investment portfolio, dramatically accelerating their path to freedom. It's about being intentional with your money and focusing on what truly brings you value. Pillar 2 is smart investing. Saving a ton of money is great, but it won't be enough if it's just sitting in a bank account losing value to inflation. You need to make your money work for you. Kristy and Bryce are huge advocates for a simple, powerful strategy: low-cost index fund investing. Don't let the jargon intimidate you. An index fund is just a type of investment that holds stocks from many different companies, basically letting you own a tiny piece of the entire market. Think of it like buying a sampler platter of the economy. Because they're diversified across hundreds or thousands of companies, they're much less risky than picking individual stocks, and low cost is key. High fees can eat away at your returns over time, so choosing funds with very low expense ratios is essential. Their philosophy is all about long-term thinking. This isn't about timing the market or getting rich quick. It's about consistently investing your savings, month after month, year after year, and letting the power of compound growth do the heavy lifting. You set it, you forget it, and you let the market work its magic over decades. It's the most effective, hands-off way for the average person to build serious wealth. Okay, so you've saved a pile of money and invested it wisely. How do you know when you have enough to actually quit your job? This brings us to Pillar 3, the 4% rule and beyond. The traditional F.I.R.E benchmark is the 4% rule. It states that you can safely withdraw 4% of your initial investment portfolio each year, adjusted for inflation, without running out of money for at least 30 years. So, if you need $40,000 a year to live, you multiply that by 25 to get your F.I.R.E number, $1 million. But Kristy and Bryce argued that for early retirees who might need their money to last 50 or 60 years, the 4% rule might not be safe enough. What if a huge market crash happens right after you retire? To solve this, they introduced their enhanced safe withdrawal rate strategy. A key part of this is something they call a buffer account or a cash cushion. This is basically holding 1 to 5 years worth of living expenses in cash or very safe, stable investments. When the stock market is down, you live off your cash cushion instead of selling your stocks at a loss. This gives your portfolio time to recover. When the market is up, you live off your investment gains and replenish your cash cushion. It's a brilliant way to build a firewall between your lifestyle and market volatility, making your retirement much more resilient. It's about being prepared, not just optimistic. The final pillar is a true game changer. Geographic arbitrage. This is the secret weapon that makes early retirement accessible even without a massive portfolio. The concept is simple. You earn money in a high cost of living area, but you spend it or retire in a low cost of living area. Your $1 million might not last forever in San Francisco or New York, but in a beautiful, affordable city in Portugal, Thailand, or Mexico, it could last a lifetime. Kristy and Bryce literally traveled the world, living like kings on a fraction of what it would cost to live a modest life back in Canada. Your retirement fund's lifespan isn't fixed. It dramatically depends on where you choose to spend it. This doesn't mean you have to move to another country. It could be as simple as moving from an expensive city to a more affordable town a few hours away. By lowering your cost of living, you drastically lower the amount of money you need to save to become financially independent. It's the ultimate life hack for stretching your dollars. So, how can you start implementing these strategies today? First, it's about a mindset shift. You have to move from being a consumer to being an owner. Start by tracking your spending. You can't optimize what you don't measure. See where your money is going and identify the big 3 expenses: housing, transport, food. Next, define what enough means to you. What kind of life do you truly want to live? Financial independence isn't about deprivation. It's about aligning your spending with your values. Once you know your annual spending target, you can calculate your F.I.R.E number by multiplying it by 25 or 33, depending on how conservative you want to be. Then, open a low-cost brokerage account and start automatically investing a set percentage of your income into a diversified, low-cost index fund. Start small if you have to, but the key is to start and to be consistent. Automate your savings and investments so it happens without you even thinking about it. Now, a common criticism is, this is only for people with high incomes. And while a high income certainly helps, the principles are universal. The key is your savings rate, which is the percentage of your income you save. Someone earning $50,000 and saving 20% is on a better track than someone earning $150,000 and saving only 5%. You can apply these strategies by focusing on increasing your income through side hustles or career moves, while aggressively controlling lifestyle inflation. The goal is to widen the gap between what you earn and what you spend, and invest that difference. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. In conclusion, Quit Like a Millionaire is more than just a book about money. It's a manifesto for reclaiming your life. The key takeaways are to aggressively increase your savings rate by optimizing the big expenses. Invest those savings consistently in low-cost index funds, build in a safety margin with a cash cushion, and cleverly use geographic arbitrage to make your money go further. The message is incredibly empowering. You don't have to be trapped in a life you don't love. You have the power to design your own freedom. It requires discipline and a shift in perspective, but the path is clear. If this sparks something in you, I highly recommend you grab a copy of the book. And if you found this summary helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment with your biggest takeaway, and subscribe for more content on building a life of freedom. Thanks for watching, and let's get started on our journey.